What's your CS rating? A common question for any CS2 player. But what is it? How does it work? How do you get it? These are the questions that need to be cleared up. Hello Predators, MultiAlexson here. Today we are taking a closer look at how the new Premier mode works, as well as a new exclusive rating system. We're gonna find out which factors indeed affect our initial ranking and which ones don't. We're also gonna find out what you should never do if you don't wanna lose your rating. Earlier in CSGO, in order to obtain a rank that reflects your skills, you needed to have level 2 as well as win 10 matches in competitive mode. Thereafter you could get Silver, Gold Nova or Master Guardian, then start your long and interesting way to global, top rank in the game at the time. We knew that such factors as kills, deaths, MVPs, assists, damage given and bomb plants, our entire individual game statistic in other words, affected how well we did at our first calibration and the overall evolution of our rank. However, it's now in the past. The new Valve game decided to upgrade its old-fashioned ranking system, as it was out of touch and no longer attracted serious and professional players. Ordinary ranks were therefore replaced by a colorful rating system in CS2, which reflects our current skill level, and an eliminated leaderboard subdivided into regions. With this massive upgrade, Valve wants to say,
"You are dead." Not a big surprise.
In case some of you are unaware, it's a separate platform which provides the best servers, has the best rating system, and its game mode is the closest to professional esports competitions. Of course, it's not yet clear if Valve succeeded in crushing its competition, but let's focus on something else right now. How do we get the aforementioned rating? Step 1: buy a Prime account. Step 2 is to reach level 10 in your profile to be able to play in the new competitive mode, the process that proves difficult for novices. My brother played 110 games and spent 133 hours before he got the level he wanted. Sure, my brother's story is only that, his story and his alone. You might be able to do it faster. The third step in getting this magical and desired set of numbers is to win 10 matches using the new competitive mode called Premier. As I have previously stated, Valve really wants to rival FACEIT. That's why in this mode it made the gaming process as similar to that of real competitions as possible. One of the things that sets Premier apart from competitive mode, is the inability to choose the map you wanna play on. In this mode, two teams are to choose the map using a system of banning maps. Here's how it works. The first team bans 2 maps they don't wanna play on, after which the opponent chooses and bans their 3 maps. When the choice is down to 2 maps, the team which banned the first 2 maps makes its final decision and bans the last map they don't like. In the end, only 1 map remains, which the teams will use to compete. After that, the team that banned 3 maps has the opportunity to choose for which side it'll play the first half of the match. This is where the process ends and the new MR12 system begins. This means that players must do 12 rounds for the city side before switching to the T side, or vice versa, for a total of 24 rounds. To win, one of the teams must win 13 rounds. Of course, there's also a tie, but unlike the competitive mode, for example, when the score is 12 to 12, you will be given an additional 3 rounds for each side. If you draw again, for example at 15 to 15, no additional rounds are added and the game ends in a draw. If you lose the game, your rating will go down. If you win, it'll go up. And if you draw, your rating will also go down, but the rating points that were supposed to be taken away from you will be reduced by about half. The question immediately arises as to how this rating is calculated and what affects it. Unfortunately, Valve hasn't yet revealed its secret formula. The only thing we know is that the calibration depends on the number of games won or lost. So if you wanna pass the first calibration successfully, you need to win 10 matches in a row and not lose a single time. In this case, you will be given a sufficiently large rating. For example, here are the stats of our coach Wolf. He played 19 games, 10 won, 9 lost. He was rated approximately 11,000 rating points or ELO points. My stats are sadder. I played 29 matches, won 10 and lost 19. I was rated 1,656 ELO points. Then, having gained, as I thought, more experience, I went through calibration on another account. And what do you know? The statistics have improved. I only played 26 games, of them 10 won, 16 lost. Now they gave me 2 2511 elo points. No matter how much I improve my skills when you play solo, it's almost impossible to get a normal rating, because Premier doesn't yet know how to balance the strength of the teams. It's happened to me many times that my team is absolutely useless and we lose every single round. Or vice versa, we come across some weak opponents and we win 13-1. This is a big problem right now. Anyway, I still wanted to share my brother's stats. He played 24 games, 10 won, 14 lost. He got 3685 elo points. All three results clearly prove that the number of losses during calibration affects your rating. But what about the individual stats for each match? Unfortunately, now these don't affect your future rating. Of course, Valve didn't confirm this, but it's clear after you pass the calibration and start a new match. It's during the presentation of the first half of the match that your future points will be displayed on the screen, both for a win and for a loss. This in turn means that no matter how you play the game, your rating is already calculated and will be written off or given based on the results of the match. Of course, I also checked whether the internal level or the number of hours achieved in CSGO has an effect on the initial ranking in CS2 Premier. For this, I needed to go through calibration using two accounts with different internal levels and a number of hours. The first account's internal level was 19 and had about 200 hours. The second account's internal level was 39 and had 1600 hours. After playing many games and passing the calibration, my personal account with the 200 hours was given as many as 1656 points. The other one 2511 points. At first glance, the higher the rank and the more hours there are, the more points are given. But as I mentioned above, this only happened because on this account I lost 2 games less than on my personal account. So no, internal level and hours don't affect CS rating. The next question which everyone is interested in is understanding what level we are currently at and how many levels there are in general. Rating starts at 1000. I could never go below 1000. And is limitless. Now, for example, the highest rating in the world is 30,769 elo points. Every 5,000 points your CS rating will change color, which is a sign that you have proceeded to a new level. There are 7 colors in total. If you compare these colors with CSGO ranking, it's better to use a table created by Ludify back in September. According to it, a rating between 0 to 2000 equals silver, and global starts at 15,000 points. However, this isn't the only comparison. Here's another statistic created after analyzing 435,000 matches. Upon looking at it, you can get a bit sad. I know, I sure did. I have a long way to go to get to global. But let's see, I have 3 players. I can get a full roster and start moving faster. By the way, they say if you win a few matches in a row, the number of the future points in the next match increases. For example, from 300 to 500 elo points. The same happens when the points get taken off. If you lose a few matches in a row, the number of rating points decreases and your rating starts shrinking right before your eyes. I only ever managed to win 3 matches in a row and I haven't noticed receiving more points yet, but it may well happen after 4 or 5 wins. If you have personally noticed such a thing, leave a comment below. As for competitive mode, there's another change there. Now instead of 1 general rank you'd previously get after winning 10 matches, you'll get the opportunity to get a ranking on each map. Conditions for obtaining the ranking on a given map remain unchanged. You have to win 10 times. For example, on Inferno I now have to win 4 more matches, after which I'll get a ranking we were so used to in CSGO. Overall, competitive mode is no longer considered the main one. It's now a training platform where we hone in our skills, study a given map and get ready for Premier mode. The last thing I want to warn you about is not to leave the game in Premier after going through calibration and get your rating. I accidentally did it, and not only did I get banned for 30 minutes, but I also lost 793 rating points. Doesn't feel too good. Although, I genuinely like this punishment system, as it stimulates the players to not leave the game under no circumstances. A great decision, but I did a cry bit, swear at Val a bit, and then calmly get my rating back by winning 3 games in a row. After all, my rating is not really high enough to lose so much all at once. So now you know how the new premiere mode and the exclusive rating system works, so go through calibration successfully and share your results in comments below. Meanwhile, I'll be working on our next video. It'll come out really soon, so if you don't wanna miss this or any other CS related or club related videos, leave your warm likes, subscribe to our channel Ikla and support our players. As always, it was MultiAlexson, see you in the next video, Predators!